Hi everyone, welcome to my sketchbook tour. My name is Lucy and this is my sketchbook from May to October of 2024. And this sketchbook is one of my favorites because it's from the brand Lechtrum. I'm not sure how it's pronounced correctly, but yeah, this is it. And it's really beautiful sketchbook in terms of quality, so I really like it, and the price isn't also that high as, for example, Moleskine. I finished this sketchbook quite recently, and if I'm being honest, I have a mixed feelings about this sketchbook, because when I started it in May, I felt unmotivated to draw, and also I experienced a burnout a few months before that, so it was a really hard time to, just draw from your imagination. I felt very, very uncomfortable to do that, but I realized if I don't start drawing again that it wouldn't get better, so I just started to draw again. And I take this sketchbook on my trip to Japan. These are just people from public transportation in my country, but as you can see, I was really afraid to draw, so I mostly wrote what happened and this kind of diary stuff. And when I draw, I didn't feel like I want to draw, so I feel like it's quite visible on the drawings that I didn't feel my best during that time. Also, like here, the perspective is off, and yeah, I was having a really hard time. And this was during and this sketch was made when we were on Shinkansen between Tokyo and Kyoto, so there was like 2 hours of the travel, so I realized I will try again what will with a brush pen, and suddenly it felt much more easier to draw, because I don't know, maybe the brush pen, it behaves a bit differently than some ballpoint pen, I'm not sure, never mind. So yeah, this was the first sketch I feel like I enjoyed, and also I tried to make some sketches from the shrines we visited, and also we quickly realized that it's not allowed to draw or sketch at the shrines, so I have to finish this one at home. As you can see, more diary stuff, but this is a garden view, beautiful garden view from our accommodation, and there was a table so you can drink your tea. It was really beautiful. Here's my boyfriend counting how much we spent at the Ghibli store. And this is a traditional Japanese bath. I really wanted to try it, but unfortunately it wasn't possible to fill it with water, so you can use it only as a shower, but it was still beautiful, so I drew it, because yeah, at my country we don't have things like these. Oh, we met a pig at Fushimi Inari Shrine. It was a bit scary, and there I tried to draw a view from our balcony, but I failed the first time, so I tried the second time and it ended up pretty well, if I say. I feel like during this time I started to enjoy drawing much more than the previous days, so I was quite happy about how this turned out. But the next day when we traveled back to Tokyo, I felt like I lost my powers again. So this is some view of rice fields from a train. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one. Yeah, and basically this was the end of the trip. I haven't drawn anything more there, so I just wrote what happened every day, what happened, you know, during the day. Okay, random drawings. I'm not very happy about these pages, but yeah, when I was back in my country, I started to draw on public transportation. So, you know, I will train my eye and hand to cooperate. Yeah, I was trying acrylic paint, but and this is a page I quite enjoyed. I used a flat brush and ink, and these drawings are, you know, inspired by French Riviera and the book Tender is the Night. So just, you know, French Riviera and some people, and also I tried to do some gesture drawings with the flat brush. And let me tell you, it's really enjoyable because you don't have to care about small details. So I like this. I like this a lot. And then I also try to draw gestures with pencil, because I feel like with the flat brush you can hide quite a lot mistakes when it comes to anatomy and, you know, overall like understanding of human figure. So I also draw the gestures with pencil because it's easier to see where you're lacking some knowledge. Yeah, still inspired by 1920s and 30s. These are some ideas from the book. Again, some ideas for the book. Some trees. I enjoy drawing trees, but sometimes it's a real struggle. Yes, there I was trying to draw a bridge, but I failed miserably. So yeah, that wasn't a good day. Also, these are just some sketches of an idea I had. And as you can see, another gesture drawings. And these are from public transportation. These are from the internet. I mostly use Pinterest for references. Yeah. These gesture drawings are from real life, which I really enjoyed, and also during, you know, the gestures it was in a flower field. I realized there is a really beautiful flower hill, so I tried to draw it with crayons, but I also realized I mostly didn't use any color in my sketchbook, that I'm afraid of colors basically. So I was like, I need to start to use colors more. So yeah, just another gesture drawings and I don't know, random drawings which I'm not very happy about. Sometimes there is more of text than actual drawings, but this is how I am, I guess. And I feel like sometimes I get really jealous about some people's sketchbook, because as you probably know, some people here on YouTube have very beautiful sketchbooks, like full of colors and finish art, and sometimes I feel like what's wrong with me that I, you know, don't have this type of sketchbook, that my sketchbook is basically just a bunch of sketches, just drawings, and you know, it's just sometimes a real mess. But on the other hand, I feel like sketchbook is also, you know, meant for exploring, and you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the purpose of the sketchbook. So I'm trying to tell myself it's okay to have, you know, pages like this in my sketchbook. Yeah, I really like this cat, but otherwise it just, I don't know what I was doing. These are from reference from a book, Stages of Growth, very beautiful one. People on Subway. And here I started to use the color more because I was inspired by the other sketchbooks, but was so uncertain what to do. So I just draw something and then went back to graphite. And you know, I was just experimenting. I saw this drawing on Pinterest, so I tried to draw it. But mostly it's just, you know, me trying to use colors in my sketchbook. This is a bird feeder at my parents' cottage. It's enjoyable. I try to draw my cat. And yeah, I was just experimenting with color. Also, during that time, I started painting, and if I'm being honest, painting is quite hard for me, as I didn't paint for a long time. So I, you know, try to use gouache, and yeah, it was a struggle a bit, you know, with the shapes, because I realized I think in line and I don't think a lot in the shapes, if it makes sense. So I have to basically, you know, learn how to see the objects I'm drawing. But I like this one. I like these, you know, colors and everything, so I was happy about this one. And yeah, just a tree at our garden. And yes, here I tried to paint from a reference. It's a beautiful painting. Or this one too, but yeah, I have this prepared in another video. So back to my sketchbook. yeah, so there are a bunch of drawings of cats, and this drawing is also from imagination. And during that time I realized that I probably can draw from my imagination, even though I didn't think so before, because if you look back at some of my drawings from imagination, they're very stiff, and you know, you can tell I wasn't sure what I'm doing. But with this one I realized it's also, you know, basically it's about the idea you're trying to portray, but also about the confidence in yourself and your abilities. And during this sketch I felt really confident, and I feel like it turns out pretty well. And yeah, it's just much better than my previous, you know, drawings, so I'm quite happy about it. And yeah, there are some, you know, sketches of cats, more painting, and then, you know, people on a subway, gestures, subway, more of a drawing. I was just exploring colors at this page. And these were just, you know, studies of light and shadows, which is very valuable when we are painting, because it makes it much more easier to, you know, capture the values correctly. Yeah, cats again. Another drawings from reference from Pinterest. Don't know what it is. Trying to do gestures with ink, which was fun. And also this drawing is from reference from Google Maps, because it's some house in Orlando, Florida, but you know, I really like the style of the houses there, so Google Maps are pretty good for, you know, drawing some landscapes and houses, etc. Yeah, these are another studies of lights and shadows. Oh, this is the study I did before I started to, you know, paint this one. Yeah, this is like, I don't know, just drawing to loosen my hand and, you know, just to be more comfortable, because I felt really anxious that day. I like these birds. Yeah, my boyfriend drew these cats. I really love them. They are super funny. I feel like, yeah, just random drawings. I wasn't super, you know, happy. I'm not super happy about how they turn out, but whatever. As you can see, I was a bit struggling what to draw and how to draw. But here it gets much better, and I quite like these two and this one. And yeah, I just use a pen and an ink, so it's also like different way of drawing than with the pencil, so I like to explore these, you know, medias. But my favorite is definitely the flat brush and ink. Another public transport sketches, some ideas from my comics, and these are studies of the posters from 1930s in, you know, mostly from French Riviera. I like the aesthetic. And here are some drawings from Subway, and yeah, these are just some character design for my comics. Ooh, another gesture drawings. Yeah, I sometimes feel like my sketchbook is quite boring, but you know, I maybe should really try to more go out of my comfort zone and draw with color and paint more and draw for my imagination also. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my sketchbook tour, and I will see you in the next video. And I also hope you got inspired, or at least feel better about your sketchbooks. And please let me know in the comments if you also have a perfect sketchbook, as you can see at you know, some sketchbook tours here on YouTube, or you have a similarly messy sketchbook as I have.